Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Breath of the Wild. Now today what I want to do is come across a couple of shrines. What I've got in mind is to get a couple more orbs, then I can increase my hearts. Now before I actually increase my stamina, and today I actually want to go and get an extra heart. So just gliding down here, I did see a shrine in the distance. So what I'm going to do is keep running in that general direction, once my stamina's built up of course. So just cross here. Now I'm going to quickly just eat something here, maybe a roasted bird thigh. That'll give me 2 and a bit hearts back, just in case, because with this game you can get one hit kills very quick, so I want to be aware of that just in case, you know, an enemy comes out and kills me. So I see a mushroom over there. I think that's a Hylian mushroom, so that will come in handy. I'm just going to change my weapon here. So what I want to use is the leaf, and yeah, I can get across to the shrine. A lot of the time I have difficulty actually making sure the raft is going in the correct direction, but here it's not going too bad. Now, if I can get a bit closer to the shore, kind of like a little island, isn't it? There is a Lizalfos though, so I want to go and quickly defeat him. Maybe a few... Oh, yeah, I don't want to be using the leaf here really. Don't quite think that's going to do the job, so I might just change to the broadsword. Bit better stats really. There we go, dead. There is a Boko bow though. Okay, so I can't actually get into the shrine. It is kind of cordoned off here. Oh, we've got another Lizalfos. Maybe if I give it a few... No, I'm going to shoot it once, turn it into ice. It seems to take off quite a lot of health actually. Swap over to the broadsword and finish him off. Yep, so we got some horns. You get towels as well. They're quite good for Lexors actually. Cook them up and yeah, they'll give you quite a few good abilities. So I've just shot the goat. I should be able to get some frozen meat here. Now, a lot of the time, if you're climbing a mountain, you might be near a volcano and you will start to get a bit too hot. Now, that's the time you want to be using the meat. So I'm going to come across here and maybe head towards that column. Now what I reckon I need to do is glide into that shrine. So if I use full power here for the leaf, it should get me across quicker. And yeah, it's a lot quicker than just quickly mashing the button. Okay, so climbing the mountain here, I can see the shrine. I reckon I might be able to glide in from this point. But just in case, I don't really want to climb all the way back up here. It might be useful to continue up the mountain, find a better place to glide down from. There is some ore up here actually. I'm not going to bother going for it. A lot of the time I use the bomb to just destroy the ore, collect what's inside. Usually pretty good stuff in there. So yeah, it is pretty up high now. I reckon I can do this. Gonna head up a bit more though. So there is an electric keys up here, so ideally I don't want to be going anywhere near him. Maybe if I just come along a bit, no, or slide down the mountainside. I'm going to do it. Let's glide in. So there does seem to be some smoke. There must be a campsite over there. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's like an enemy base. Maybe there's some moblins down there. Could just be a fire, I guess. So slowly gliding into the shrine. My stamina's alright. I reckon I can make this. So I'm going to just slightly drop in here. And yeah, this is definitely one way of getting into the shrine. So I'm going to put the tablet in. And hopefully this puzzle won't be too difficult. Most of the shrines I've come across, I haven't really been stuck for more than 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go in. Okay, so we're in the shrine. Fingers crossed I'll figure the puzzle out pretty quick. So we have a laser beam up ahead. There does maybe seem... Oh no, there's a chest. Fingers crossed there's going to be some treasure in here. Could do with that at the minute. Opal, yep, so... Let's head back up there. I think I'm going to have to jump down here. There's a slope. So it looks like there's water in here. So maybe if I come over here, push this around, see what happens. Okay, so the laser is moving. I'm not quite sure what else. Ah, there looks like there's a switch. So what I reckon I need to do is actually turn this around. The laser's going to hit that switch, fingers crossed. And what's happened? Okay, so we got water. Okay, so what I want to do now is hopefully quickly get across the water, get to the other side. I can just see it in the distance. Let me just turn the crank again and maybe make a run for it. So if I can get across this quick, fingers crossed, that laser beam is going to come round, hit the switch, and maybe that gives me enough time to get across. Just in time. So there's, yeah, the water is decreasing here. There's a switch. We've got a barrel. I'm just going to stand on the switch. So what does that do? That opens the gate. So that's the exit. Now, if I step off, yeah, obviously the gate's closed. So what I want to do is maybe use magnesis here and pick up the barrel and move it over, put it on the switch. There's a couple other shrines actually that I've come across that don't, you know, share this mechanic. So if I can actually aim it, no, I'm struggling here a bit. I want to lift it up ideally and then just drop it on the switch. Hopefully I'll get there in the end. So let's move it closer. Let's lift it up and drop. That should do the job. Okay, the gate's open, so I can just make a run for it. So that is one of the orbs out of the two that I'm going to need to go and get my extra heart with. So let me just activate the cutscene and we should get the orb. Okay, so we get the usual spiel for completing the shrine. So we're going to return back outside and I'm going to go and find another shrine. There's a lot of interesting scenery here. So there's a forest down there. We got the volcano over there, so that's probably where using that frozen meat that I picked up earlier would come in handy. I can just about see the shrine in the distance, and I believe I can see a tower as well. That is way, way in the distance. I might have to go and explore that at a later point, and hopefully that will open up more of the map. I believe I've opened up quite a large chunk of it now, and hopefully it won't be too long till I come across all of the towers. I've definitely come across a few of them though that I haven't activated, so down to whether I can actually climb the tower. Like that shrine just there, I did come across some that were covered in this barbed stuff, so I'm just going to head up, and there doesn't seem to be anyone walking around. Seems pretty quiet, looks like it's raining slightly. And right, so there is the brow of the hill. Again, pretty quiet. Coming up to lunchtime on the clock, and we've got a traveller. Now, I don't really understand what these travellers are about. I haven't really figured that part out. And yeah, the travellers usually go a bit berserk. Okay, so this one has got a vicious sickle. Now that is a pretty good weapon. I do like to use that quite often. So anyway, I want to quickly get in close to him. Broadsword is damaged, so I think I'm going to have to swap out in a second. Yeah, it broke. So if I change it to maybe a spear, that should hopefully allow me to get a few jabs in, get rid of him. Yep, a few more should do the job, and hopefully I'll get something from doing this. That just about does it. So what do we get? We have a banana. Nice. I'll grab that quick. So yeah, a vicious sickle and a banana and a rupee. Okay, so there's a Gerudo. I haven't actually come across the Gerudo area in the game yet. I remember in the N64 games, you know, that part of the game was pretty good. It was one of my favourite bits. But in any case, I'm going to continue up. And the shrine is just up ahead. Going to quickly try and run up there and see what this puzzle's about. Will it be more tricky to figure out than the last one? I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out. So let's put the tablet back in. Gate's going to open. I'm going to go check this out. Okay, so we've just arrived into the shrine itself and I'm well on my way to collecting that extra orb. So there's a lot of boulders here. I'm going to have to be very, very careful. And case in point, I nearly got wiped out by one. So just having a scope around, yeah, I think I'm going to have to head up the centre here. Now, one thing I must say though with Breath of the Wild is the shrines. They do all have this look that maybe gets a bit repetitive after a while. So in the future Zelda games, if Nintendo is going to keep with this shrine design, I really hope they, mix it up a bit, have some foresty levels, have some levels in volcanoes, things like this. Obviously you do get the Divine Beast, which is Breath of the Wild's version of these, past temples and dungeons, but still, I want to see it. So, in any case, I'm not quite sure what to do it. I really think I need to head up this way. There's boulders heading down and striking me. I don't want to keep doing that. I should have enough health here to last, but I don't want to keep doing silly mistakes like that. So we have a lot more boulders on the left hand side. So I'm going to quickly just run up the centre here, have a look, and it just appears to be a big drop into lava. Not the wisest ideas really of coming up here. Head over to the right again. I reckon that's something I need to go and investigate in a minute. Now, hopefully, I can figure out how to get up this section. The boulders seem to just kind of drop off into the lava here. So, if I use stasis, what's that going to do? So it looks like there's a lot of pressure building up from behind with the other boulders. Is that going to make it shoot off? And yeah, it certainly did. Nothing really to help me out here. Yeah, I don't want to keep getting hit by boulders like that. So let's try stasis again. Maybe if I go up, maybe jab it. Broke my weapon, but still, let's move on to a different weapon. Let's go with the Boko Spear. Seem to come across plenty of those. So hitting the boulder should push it forward. Not quite enough though in this case. So I reckon I'm going to head back to the right hand side. This boulder does kind of look slightly different actually. Don't quite know the purpose. Just avoid that. Now what I want to do maybe, yeah, is use stasis while it's dropping so I can actually run under it. Does appear to be a chest. So I've come across quite a few chests in the shrines. Not quite sure if every shrine has a chest. Yeah, I've definitely come across a lot that don't feature one. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but in any case, that isn't the way to the end of the shrine. Just got hit again. Really, I want to be eating something here. I've only got one heart. So what have we got? Let's move over. Maybe if I have a banana. Collected one of those earlier. So let's make a run across here. So maybe if I repeat what I just did, trying to get up that slope. So the boulders definitely are dropping out in the same way. Maybe if I creep over here and get the boulder. Did that do enough? If I've got the time, I'm going to run up here. Fingers crossed it doesn't land on my head. So the exit is over here. One of the boulders though, what's it doing over here? I can only assume when I was using stasis, I actually caused one of them to rebound, come back into this area. Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise actually. That's all to do with the physics of Breath of the Wild. You can't really complain that it doesn't try to do something different. Anything behind here? No treasure chests. And I'm going to go and claim my orb. Okay, so I'm going to collect my orb now. I'm not going to actually go and trade those in for the extra heart in this video. It's going to be something I do at a later point. Okay, so I've done my 2 shrines. I've got my 2 spirit orbs. Problem is, I've now got 5 orbs. I didn't really need to go and get that one, but for the sake of the video, it made sense I went and did a couple of shrines. So, I will go and collect my heart in a bit. So, I think I'm going to end the video there. If you've enjoyed it, maybe give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, maybe subscribe. Leave some comments down below as well if you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching.